Hey everybody, this is Mike Stein from ID Atlas. In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert a number variable into dollars and cents. So if you're working with a project on financial literacy, sales, or anything else that requires you to have formatted dollars and cents that need to be manipulated, you might run into this issue on the way Storyline handles number values. So in this slide, I have $200 in cash and I want to buy a product for $50.50 and sell the product for $100.75. Problem is, I don't have control over the way Storyline rounds. So that's no good. We'll need to lean on some JavaScript to make this more realistic and follow that desired format of 2 decimal places. So if you're like me, you might not have a ton of JavaScript experience, but that's okay because we have AI. So let's ask this question to ChatGPT. So I want to convert a number variable in Storyline to dollars format with 2 decimal points. Help me write the code in Storyline in JavaScript. So now that we have some code, let's copy this code over into Storyline. Let's add a new trigger on the buy button. We'll select execute JavaScript as the action, and we'll edit the JavaScript here. Paste that code in here, and we're almost ready to test it out. But before we test it out, we need to understand a little bit about what's going on. ChatGPT gave us some comments, so let's check out what's happening in each step. First, we have to get the Storyline player. This allows us to talk to the Storyline player with the JavaScript and have them communicate back and forth about the variables. The next line of code says to retrieve the numeric variable from Storyline. So it's setting a variable numeric value, and we're getting the variable from the player numeric entry. However, I don't have a variable called numeric entry, so this is not going to work. I need to replace this with the variable set up earlier, which is just called cash. Then, it's running some code to format the numbers as dollars, which is fine. I'll leave this as it is. And finally, it's setting the formatted variable back to a Storyline text variable. So let's set cash back here as well. Now let's click OK. So we're going to execute that JavaScript when the user clicks the buy button. Go ahead and click OK. And let's make sure this is happening after we're doing our operations because we want it to set the formatted variable after the operation, not before it. We can also copy this code down to the sell button. And we can repeat this for when the timeline starts. Now let's test it out. Oh, looks like we got an error. NaN means not a number, which means Storyline is expecting a number, but instead it got a string or text. This is because our JavaScript is returning a text value instead of a number value. Fortunately, there's an easy solution for this. Let's go back to our variables. And we'll add another variable called cash text. We'll let cash, which is the actual number, be calculated in the background, and we'll use this new variable to display the end result. Let's go back into our JavaScript and take a look at that last line. Set the formatted variable back to Storyline text variable. This is the problem. So let's set this back to our new variable cash text. We still want it to grab cash from the beginning so it does the calculation, but we want it to output it into cash text. We can copy this new code and replace the code in the other triggers as well. Finally, we need to change the text from displaying the cash to display the cash text. Now let's test it out. Now we can see that the variable is formatted correctly, and if we buy or sell, it's rounding and calculating correctly. If this video was helpful, give it a like and leave a comment if you'd like to see videos like this on other topics. See you in the next one.